22nd of May, Rabbi Furst, Havos, Halavovos, Heshbon, Hanefesh.
Thank you, Lou. As Lou mentioned, this is Rabbi Shlomo Furst, Yeshiva Samanafshi here in Yerushalayim Zoom. We're learning, as Lou mentioned, Chovos Halavovos, third Shar, the Shar Heshbon and Nefesh, third parak, Heshbon number 8. We begin to start learning this. I think that we should okay.
Okay, so
Um,
the
yeah.
Hashemini, Heshbon Adam im Nafsho, Bema Shehu Chayav Bo, Miyechud Libo, LeElokim Yisparach. So it's a Cheshbon Nefesh for a person that he's obligated to unify his heart to Hashem. May he be blessed. Vayichud Halev al Bet Panim, and one can unify his heart through two different approaches. Aleph, the first approach, mayhem, the first of them, Yichud Halev V'Yichud Hakel, unifying the heart with the unification of Hashem. Kasher Be'arnu Be'tichilas HaSefer Hazeh, as is explained in the beginning of this book. V'habet, and the second approach, Yichud Halev Ba'es Sheyaseh Me'uma Mima'aseh Ha'olam Haba Chova O Rishus La Elokim Levado. The second approach, the unity, the unification of Hashem. I'm sorry, of the unification of the heart at the time that somebody does any thing, any action that is spiritual, or with the permissibility of Hashem exclusively. Can you hear that noise?
Noise?
Is that noise bothering you? No, you can't hear it. Okay, good. There's some construction going on. I just didn't know if you could hear it or not.
That's okay. All right. You're okay?
Share Ba'arno Bishar Hacha Meshi Min HaSefer Hazeh. Like that was explained in Gate 5 in this book. Umitanai Yehud HaElokim, and the condition of the unity of Hashem, Shelo Yeh lo Elohim zulaso. That there should not be for him that Hashem is cheapened. What
No,
is
no, zulaso is
zulaso?
no. You're thinking of the word zilzul. Zilzul is a very close. It's a very closely spelled word. Zilzul. You're thinking about zilzul. Zilzul is to disgrace or cheapen. But here zulaso means exclusively.
Exclusively.
Right, right, that shelo yeh lo Elokim zu osi. There should be no other God save exclusively for a Kadosh Baruch Hu.
Ah. Below yichas alav Torah below Timuna below Tichuna below Tinoah below Hatika
Ika.
below Ta'ar Nis Arai Hagofim below Inyan Be'enei Ha'etz Ha'etzem Vaha Mikra. Uh,
Okay, so again, so there should be no other God except the Kadosh Baruch Hu. Lo yichas elav, you should not attribute to him. Lo yichas elav should not attribute to a Kadosh Baruch Hu.
do not attribute to Hakadosh Baruch Hu. Tzura is form.
Right, so is a form.
Below Tamuna, not a structure.
Well,
Below
actually, better I'd say tumun is an image. Lo tumuna, lo image, not an image.
no image. Below Techuna, what's Techuna?
I would say this is structure. This is for structure. Yeah, structure.
Below Tenua,
The newest movement. There's it's not even shaykh movement by Kadosh Baruch Hu. So you'll ask me a question. What does it say by Pesach? What does it say by Pesach?
Hashem passed over the houses.
Yes. How do you like that? That's pretty. That's a pretty.
That sounds like
That's like
movement to me.
sounds like movement to you, right?
I am not an angel.
Right.
You can't even say it was through an angel that he did it.
Right. So hold on to the question. We'll hopefully address it.
Okay. Below Ha'atika, what's Ha'atika?
A tik is like a copy. I mean, there's no replicate, or there's no yeah, replicate. There's no copy. If you go to an office, you go to an Israeli office, they want a hetik. Hetik, they want you a copy of your form, whatever it is. A tik is like a copy, a replicate.
Below Ta'ar, Mis Ari, Hagufim. What is Ta'ar?
That har mitari agufim. No, no uh, form of physical beings. But on the other hand, also we see that the psukim Yad Chazaka, right, Zruin Natuya, we see that we speak about a Kadosh Baruch Hu seeing, a Kadosh Baruch Hu hearing, right?
Right. And
Kadosh
speaking,
speaking, a Kadosh Baruch Hu sitting on the Kisei Din, right? Kadosh Baruch what sitting on the Kadosh Baruch Hu needs sitting there on a big throne? Ridiculous. Absolutely not. So we have to understand what all that means.
okay. Below inyan me inyane, and not any of the subjects ha'etzim v'ha mikra.
Etzim v'ha'etzim v'mikra. Inyani, like our like concepts. Ha'etzim is like in essence. You know, no. That there's no you can't attribute to Kadosh Baruch Hu any like maybe etzim could be like substance. I think we'll say maybe you can't attribute to Kadosh Baruch Hu any um, concepts of substance. Hamikra and Hamikra are and that would probably be a reference to being time bound.
Mikra is time bound.
Mikra is like a happening, right? Mikra is like a happening.
Uh, Vayo ma'in.
The okay, so V'yamin, a person should believe.
She'ein reshis le kademosu below tachlis le mitzi ohu.
Right,
Um,
that the person, yeah, go ahead.
that there is not there's nothing first, nothing before Hashem.
Yeah, there's no reshis kadmuso. There's no um uh, like beginning to his previous to him. Nothing begins previous to him.
And nothing ends after him.
Right.
What is the word viyada doing in there?
Um, I think you should know, and you should know.
Oh, and that there's nothing after him. You should also know. Shehu echad ve'ein echad ki achdosav velo borei zu laso velo yotzer mivaladav. That he is one, and there is no one no one like him.
Right. That Yodah Shehu Echad, you should know he's Echad, he's one, but Ein Echad and there's no unity like his unity. Lo Bora So no, there's no crater except for him. Lo Yetzer Miblardav. And there's no former, there's nothing that forms anything except for him, except for Kadosh Baruch Hu.
Okay. All right. So, u, um, umitanai, Yehud, Halev, B'maaseh, Lelokim. Mitana is what, a condition?
That oh, so what's that? Well, hold on one second. We didn't right. Vasher Shemosav Tovos Umidisos Enyonos. Vasher, what's this mean? Vasher Shemosav Tovos Mudusov Enyonos. Not sure what that comes in for. What's that? Vasher? The rest of the names of his names, good names. I think he means like this. There's all the other things that we attribute to a Kadosh Baruch Hu and all the other things that we call a Kadosh Baruch Hu, those are exclusively unique to him, without any others sharing those things that are unique. But let's go. That's okay. So let's just before we go further, let's just address the couple of questions we had. We had a couple of questions in this paragraph, correct?
Yep. So we asked, how can it say he doesn't move when we know in Pesach he moves, and how can it say he doesn't have any form when we know it he has a finger and he has an arm and he has a um, um, hand?
Well, actually, I'd like to rephrase the question in a different way. If it's if it's true that Kadosh Baruch has no form, if there's no form to a Kadosh Baruch Hu, it's completely non-physical. So obviously, if there's no movement involved, and also there's there to attribute um, eyes and ears, hands. So the question is that why is the Torah referring to a Kadosh Baruch Hu with these expressions? Meaning, the fact is he has no hands, he has no eyes, he has no movement. Why is
It's
the
an
Torah referring?
anthropomorphism.
That's right. So
It's like when you
why is
say that an electron wants to move into a different orbit.
right? So what does that mean?
An electron doesn't really want anything, but
Right.
we impute a human emotion to an electron in order to illustrate a point.
Okay.
So the same thing with Hashem Kiviyachol. We say he has a strong arm to attribute that characteristic to him in order to make a point about the interaction between us and Hashem.
Right. For example, so in the psukim that describe Makas Bechoros, and they describe how Kadosh Baruch Hu, so to speak, passed over the houses of the Jews, right? Apparently indicating movement, right? So that's just way that the Torah is describing the fact that the Jews were not struck down at Makkah's Bechoros, so to speak, just showing it, illustrating it in a way that we can understand it, that Hashem Kadosh Baruch Hu, so therefore it refers to Kadosh Baruch Hu, so to speak, passing over the houses of the Jews, right? Seeing the blood, right? Seeing the blood on the specifically, actually, in the inside of the houses, actually, specifically, yeah. So, actually, there's a Havos Halavovos in another section, in Shar Yichud. Um, um, right. Um, it might be worthwhile for us to see that inside. Um, I'm not sure if I can send it to you or at least put it on the screen. 1 second here. Uh,
I'll be right back.
excuse me? Okay. Okay. Here. Copy.
ואחרי ככלות הכל, ובדו ימלך נברא תפו חיה והוא יהיה בתפנה, והוא חדין שני גם שקי, ומד מישהו שקי תפנית ולעזזרה. והוא אלי וחי גאולי וצורפי לי וניסים המסלים מהפסי בימקרה, וידו הפקיד וכי בנשם ויאמירה ונקוד בריאותי. נראה?
Uh, I'm just trying to prepare another uh, 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 appendix document to what we're doing here.
Okay.
I want to develop this thought and get it clear. And so the Havos Halavovos himself speaks about this in detail. Okay. Let's see. Hey, Mayor, I'm just going to send this an email. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay, period.
All right. Very good. Okay, did you get the email I just sent?
Yeah, well, I see it on the screen. Yeah.
Okay. Uh, actually, actually, that's good. I have to.
No, actually, I
Okay.
do have it. It's in front of me. I guess I opened up your email.
Yeah, good. I didn't have a chance to put it on the screen yet. One second. But
I don't have it yet,
you didn't get the email, Lou?
not yet.
Ah,
I got it now.
This,
Okay, I'm printing it.
oh, great. Okay. Um,
Hello?
yeah, we're here.
Doing good. Do you speak English?
Oh,
Yes. Yeah, in about 5 to 10 minutes, I'll come out. You're welcome. Bye-bye. Okay, I'm here.
okay.
all right. So here, um, take a look what it says over here. That but over you see it says that that paragraph, I think three paragraphs from the bottom. Maybe we're gonna go and repeat this, we'll see. But the echad Omer echad min philosophy, one of the philosophers said,
This is philosophy.
Yeah. Echad v'omer echad min philosophy. And one of the philosophers has said as follows, quote,
Mabriut.
Thank you.
Mi she katsar she kulo lehavin inyan ha pishitos. One who shikatsar, he's a little bit.
yeah, sichlo, misha cuts a sichlo, right? One who is like that's short on intelligence, one who's short on intelligence.
Oh,
Short on intelligence to understand the subject of a simple subject.
Right, to understand the simplicity, is to understand to understand the basic concept. One who is lacking full intelligence to understand the basic concept.
Hachazik bish 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 bishmos
The most, right?
bishmos.
He requires nouns. He requires literal reference points.
Asher devaro bahem hasfirim hasefarim hin tonim me'at habore. That his words with sifarim, with books.
I shared Dibru Behem Hasfarim, in which the Svarim make use of, meaning like this is what we've been talking about, the Svarim, the Torah, Tanakh, they make use of literal physical references to a Kadosh Baruch Hu.
Ah, okay. So those who are short in intelligence was referring to people like me.
Well, when it comes to trying to understand the very um, lofty, noble, almost inapproachable um, aspects of a Kadosh Baruch Hu, we're all short on intelligence when it comes to that.
Right. Right.
Human
He,
human intelligence is not geared, it's not designed to have a true understanding of the Kadosh Baruch Hu's essence. We're not that's not part of our it's like if you design a spacecraft, right? You design a space, you want to send a spacecraft to the moon or to Mars, right? So you put temperature gauges, you put cameras there, right? Air pressure gauges, all kinds of different things. But if you never geared it with a moisture um, gauge, right, it'll never be able to tell anything about the moisture.
right. Hanitonin me'at habore. I don't know Hanitonin.
That are given that are referenced to a Kadosh Baruch Hu, meaning that the Sfarim they use physical reference points in reference to a Kadosh Baruch Hu.
Lo yada, and we don't know. Ki Hamalitza, Besefre Hatoros, Lo Tiyeh. What is this word, Hamalitza?
Hamelitza is ki hamelitza besifri hatoros lotia, meaning hamelitza. Um, I think it's referring to the actuality of an actual description, right? I think hamelitza is like an actual description in the Sifri Torah Slotia. Though you won't find a actual physical description in the books of the Torah.
Ella Kefi Binas Mi Shenitnu Lahem. Rather, in accordance with the understanding of one that is given for them.
Ela kafi binas misha nitnun behem, meaning it's you're not going to find in the Torah the actual description of a Kadosh Baruch Hu. But what will you find there? It's Ela kafi binas misha nitnun behem. It's according to the understanding of to whom the Torah will be given, meaning the expressions that the Torah use are not meant to be descriptions of a Kadosh Baruch Hu, Hasu Shalom. They can't do that. There is no way of doing that. But rather, what are they? They are those means by which the Torah has been given to explain it to those people to whom the Torah has been given.
Lo Kefi Ma Shemalitz Ba Ha Midbar Elokim. And not in accordance with the malitz is the same word, the image.
Yeah, Mali, right. Lo kafi ma shemelitz ba midaber alehem. It's not according to the description of what is being spoken about. Meaning, it basically was that the descriptions are not meant to be a description of what's being talked about. Meaning, whatever descriptions you find, they're not descriptions of what actually is being referred to. They're not really descriptions of a Kadosh Baruch Hu.
Ach heim kamo hasrika lebehema be'e shetut hamayim.
Right? It's like they're like a when it's like that the person who is whistling to a animal at the time it needs to come in to drink water.
Shemevi asa lishtot yoter mima shehi oseh hadibor hatzach v'hanachon. That he understands to drink more from what that there is to do with the thing. What's hatzach?
Hatzach is the eloquence.
Eloquence?
Eloquent, right? Eloquence.
Uh, uh, that is correct. Hanachon.
Proper, right? Like, so, what do you mean? Meaning, so imagine yourself. You want you have a cow and you want him to come back now to get to drink water, right?
Right.
So you'll compose a a request in perfect English, requesting that the cow come in to drink its water. It may be eloquent, it may be proper English, but it's not as effective as whistling to the animal, and the animal will respond to the whistle much more readily than it will respond to verbal speech, because the animal doesn't have the intelligence to understand verbal speech, but it does have the intelligence to understand that if there's a whistle, right, it can understand the meaning of the whistle much better than it can understand the meanings of eloquent and proper language. But because of its lack of intelligence, it's more effective to use a whistle. So likewise, when when the Torah is attempting to give us an inkling of the Kadosh Baruch Hu, right? Because of our lack of intelligence, it uses language which we're familiar with and doesn't use any type of communication which would be more accurate to help us understand the Kadosh Baruch. So, yeah.
Interesting.
Okay, it's this. I don't know if you get the point, but let me just, if for let's say, you know, let's say you would send a text message to your cow. It's time to come home and drink. I don't think you get too far, right?
Right.
Likewise, if you speak to the cow and say it's time to come home and get drink, you won't get too far. But if you whistle at the cow, it's going to come running, right? Because that's something it can relate to, right?
Right.
Okay. Very important point, but I'll tell you what, we'll need to stop now, and we'll continue with this. Let's see, today's Khamishi, so tomorrow's Chumash, and so we'll continue with this. Is a very important point. You see, and this is going to be the answer to what we asked based on the previous original um, document we were learning, and we'll return to that as well. Okay. Thank you, Lou. Thank you,
Okay.
Mayor. We'll take a break, as I said, and we will start Mr. Brewer shortly.